Good afternoon. We are now live from the Rock of Gibraltar. And for those of you that may recognize it, just behind me is the Jebel Musa, Mount Musa, and the Straits of Gibraltar. And we will be starting the event shortly once we give yourselves a chance to connect, as many of you as possible. We are streaming live on Facebook and live on the Association of the Straits of Gibraltar Facebook page. So hoping that a lot of you can join us for this first cultural exchange between Morocco and Gibraltar.
غير بشويه عرقتينا صاحبي.
والله من عرقي كان بجري لا سرقني سبينوزا من كير ديال على الصباح.
صافي غير بشويه افلا وصلنا والكالا غيشوفوا بالحرام ماشي كتجري غيبهدلوا.
عندي بي
زين الزيادة من راس الحماقة النايس.
يا النايس دابا سني كتبغي تحدى الخوصاصه النايس.
لا حاشا غير خوك مخصوص والسال
مخصوص انا ما عرفتش باللي الخوصاصه عدلوها خصيصا وسبيسيال لبنادم اللي مخصوص بحالك. ها
صافي ميك دابا النايس المرة اللي ما جا يكون خطر.
عرفتي شنو داير اليوم غنتخاطروا انا وياك واذا جبتيها تدخل. هذا واحد مخصوص تخصص واحد التخصصه اللي عمر شي مخصوص تخصص ديك التخصصه اللي عاد تخصص هذيك المخصوص عاوده.
تخصصه اللي عمره شي مخصوص تخصصي تخصصه تخصصي تخصصه اللي عمره شي مخصوص
من يخبرنا مكمن الاختلاف؟ أسامة أسرع من فضلك. لنكمل إذن. من يخبرنا مكمن الاختلاف بين فلسفة أفلاطون وتلميذه أرسطو؟ أجل أخبار؟
يكمن رؤية الوعي كمريض والسعادة فيها. أفلاطون يرى أن لا يتجزأ من الجماعة والمجتمع الذي ينتمي إليه الإنسان، بينما أرسطو يؤمن بالفردية أكثر.
نعم خديجة.
أسس أفلاطون نظرية المثل وكان يعتقد في الشكل العالمي، بينما كان يظن أرسطو أنه ينبغي دراسة كل مفهوم بشكل فردي.
أحسنت. نظرية المثل. ياسين من فضلك اشرح لنا نظرية المثل التي تتناقض خديجة. الحليب والتمر بالشرف نسيتكم.
اسمح لي أستاذة، زيد
زيد زيد. دخل. جينيراسيون 5G. لا زين لا كونيكسيون لا نجيب سكت.
اش عندك؟
بونجور
بونجور سيدي.
عفاك عندي رونديفو مع الطبيب.
مرحبا سيدي، شنو سمي عفاك؟
كمال صمد.
كمال صمد. واخا سيدي مرحبا، تفضل شويه توصل النوبه ديالك. مدام بوشتاوي.
Ladies and gentlemen, and our younger viewers too, welcome to the first virtual Moroccan cinema cultural exchange between Morocco and Gibraltar. This event has been organized jointly by the Gibraltar Morocco Business Association and the Straits of Gibraltar Association, of which Mr. Brahim Krikas is president. I, Henry Sacramento, your host this evening, share the patronage together with my beautiful wife, Priscilla Sacramento. We have just been streaming 2 short films in the Arabic language. The first one had English subtitles and the second one had French subtitles, but you will agree with me that very little spoken actually happened. The first one was called 2020, directed by Mohamed Said Serbou, and the second one, The Last Dance, directed by Hamza Dakoun. Now that we have finished seeing both films, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask some questions. And I know, because I've been following the stream, we have people from the UK, like my friend Maribel Poe, my sister from another mother, Kath Temple. We have, of course, people from Gibraltar, from Morocco, but there's also people from as far as Portugal and France watching us. And of course, Daryl, my friend Daryl from the USA. So we have quite a mixture of countries watching us, which is a great privilege for us. First, let me introduce both the directors. The first one, which I have the pleasure of introducing, is Mohamed Said Serbou. He is a film director born in 1983 in Tangier, Morocco. He has a BA degree in economics and a master's in territorial development from the Abdel Malik Essadi University in Tangier. He is a cinephile and director of the Tangier Film Festival, endowed with a formation of realization within the Arab Company of Cinematographic Works. In 2014, he was the assistant director in the short film Le Chemin, directed by Ahmed Kassem. 2015, he was the assistant director in the telefilm Vers l'Egypte, directed by Ahmed Kassem. 2016, he was a scriptwriter for the short film Idiot dans une mission, directed by Isham Ikan. And in 2017, he produced the short film which we have seen tonight, 2020. Welcome, Mohamed Said Serbou.
Thank you very much, Henry.
Marhaba bikum. I'd also like to introduce our second director this evening. He is Hamza Dakoun. And Hamza was born in 1991 in Tangier in Morocco. He is a theatre and film director, journalist for various national Arab newspapers. He graduated from the Faculty of Law. He has a master's in documentary films from the University of Abdel Malik Essadi. And he was director of the Cap Spartel Film Festival in Tangier. He has been the artistic technician in several theatrical and cinema films. He is a member of the artistic committee in several semi-annual festivals at national level. He is a cultural and social activist and an employee of the Ministry of Culture. Welcome, Hamza Dakoun. We were having technical difficulties prior with Mr. Hamza Dakoun, and I'm not sure whether he's able to join us. But I'd like to ask you, Mohamed, firstly, the title 2020, I see that you actually directed this in 2017. 2020, I think, will be a year remembered by everyone because of the coronavirus and the wearing of masks. What prompted you to actually naming your film 2020?
Thank you, Henry. So it's a very complicated question. So I will try to make it clear and easy. So I have many reasons to name my movie that which was shot in 2017 by name 2020, except knowing what is coming for us in 2020. Yes. COVID-19. So why 2020? So I have to tell you all the story from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So the problem starts with the Moroccan education system critics. So for decades, the the Moroccan education system was criticized from everybody for his many failures. So, and government after government, they start and launch many programs to save the situation. But in reality, the reality just getting worse and worse. So in 2015, the new government launched a program named the Strategic Vision 2015-2030, and I had to choose 2030 as the real name for my movie, but for two reasons I changed it to 2020. The first is optimistic, and the second is pessimistic. Pessimistic reason. The first one, or the pessimistic reason, is the education reality here in Morocco is catastrophic, and I cannot imagine how will be bad the reality in 2030. So I cannot imagine. So I make it near to us to like it like that. I can put the things as I saw it. The second reason, the optimistic one, is we have always the hope to have an education system who serve the community, the Moroccan community and the Moroccan society, who induce.
Inshallah.
I hope so. So that is the reason why. If I make it quick.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's a fantastic answer. We actually have a question now from Stephen, and Stephen says, "Hi, Mohammed. Great film. How do you think cinema can bring together people, and have you ever thought of Gibraltar as a stepping stone to further your cinema career?"
Yes, of course. I think from one side, the cinema made you near to us, because the British culture and the British habits and the British mind is nearest to us than how we are near to you, because the Hollywood industry and the British movies makes us, the British man, clear and clear for us. We know how British people think, how they live, how they do things. But from the other side, from the south, I think this is not just our problems for Moroccan. I think it's the problem for all the third world countries. We ignore the reality who those countries live, the particularity of each society, of each community. So, but I think if the Moroccan cinema has the tools to produce more films, more movies, to show all the world about us, about our culture, the live side. I think the distance or the boundaries will be less and less with time.
Well, bear in mind, for those of you that are not familiar, look at this thing behind me, which is the Straits of Gibraltar, and that is Jebel Musa there. Look at what an opening scene for a film. Bear this in mind for future films. We have a question from Kath Temple from the UK, and she says, "Mohammed, film allows you to influence minds and hearts in powerful ways. How do you want to influence people? What do you want your legacy in the world to be? Respect to you for the work you're doing."
I think as traits in the movie 2020 and the other movies coming in future. The most issue we have in the third world is the education. That makes future generation more liberal, more open-minded, more comprehensive, and more convivial.
Yeah, empowering them with better education so that they can better themselves in any way that they choose to. But I think the valid point that Kath is making is that you, as a film director, you have in your hands tools that you can influence people in great ways. And with this film, there's a lot of messages which, we can still talk about it well into the evening, because there's a lot of messages and a lot of very powerful messages that you touch upon in this film.
So I think that the legacy that I want to let it to the world after me, it's peace and love. I think.
Amen.
Because peace is it looks easy, but it's very complicated. It's an output who comes from a long process of education and
well,
if you know what I mean.
Let me simplify it for you. Peace starts within you. And if we all make the change that we want to see in the world, we all have the ability to change the world.
Exactly. Peace come with the acceptance of the other, and the acceptance of the other comes with the knowledge of him. If I and man hate what he ignores, in must. So if we learn more and more about each other, I think we can live together in peace and love.
Inshallah. We have a question now from Mohammed Imrani, and he says, "Thank you, Mohammed Saeed, for this amazing movie that brings hope to our students. Do you think that via your movie we can send a message to the officials of Morocco to highlight all the problems in our schools in comparison to other countries?"
Definitely, yes. I think this is the point of this movie. And hopefully the movie was screened in many festivals in Morocco, more than 20 festivals, and seen by thousand audiences in different cities, and different person in power. But it will has an impact in our reality. I'm doubting about it.
Well, let's live in hope, and hope that your message hasn't fallen on deaf ears, and that somebody somewhere along the way will actually do something. We have another question from Kath Temple, and she says, "Education is a passport to freedom. I agree. A good education changes futures for the better and helps people fulfill their potential. And that can be the change our world for better." So rather than a question...
All is said.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a question from Joshua Lott, and he says, "For people who do not understand the situation in Morocco, can I ask, what message was the film precisely meant to deliver?" Wow.
So I will try to make it short. So the message, if I is briefly, the Moroccan students of all levels suffer from a reality, an horrible reality, and their dream is to change it.
Inshallah. I think some of the subjects that you touch upon in the films are peer pressure, bullying, substance abuse, drug abuse. And the reason why I asked you before, why did you name it 2020? Because you see, whatever you would have named the film, it would still have sent just as powerful a message, whatever the title may have been, because the situation that you portray in the film doesn't just appertain to 2020. It was happening in 2019, 2018. It was happening in 1980 when I was going to school. You know, it's a problem that has always existed. And by creating awareness through the media, which you have chosen, cinema, I think we can become aware and talk about the issues, and hopefully to be able to lessen and eventually eradicate all those issues that you have addressed in your film. We have another, we have a question from El Mehdi, and he says, in your mind, how cinema can build cultural bridges between Gibraltar and Morocco?
So the present example is our broadcasting now, and I hope that will be developed into a real events and in ground. So like festivals between the two rivers, like for example, Gibraltar government, if they programmed a Moroccan movies, some Moroccan movies during NTV or series, Moroccan series in Gibraltar TV, it will be helpful for this reason or this goal.
Inshallah, again, let's hope that your words don't fall on deaf ears and something actually does happen. We have a question from Brahim, and he says, why there's a UK flag on the school bag of the kids? It's done for purpose, or was it done on purpose? And what's the story behind it? Or was it just coincidental?
Yes. No, it's done by a purpose because here is yes. So it's done because here in Morocco we consider British lifestyle and British reality, maybe political or educational or economical, as a model, because they are British, they are far away from us, so we take it like a model.
But let me say, from someone who spends a lot of time in Tangier, because we own a second house in Tangier, and I don't know whether you're familiar with the saying, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence.
Can you repeat it?
Yeah, there is a saying in English that the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. In other words, you in Morocco think that English people have it the best. I can tell you that my last visit to London, I saw a lot of homeless people sleeping very rough.
Yes, there is poverty everywhere, and there is extreme situation everywhere. But now we're talking about the average, the standards, the medium class in British is not the same in Morocco. The average all the average are very far from the two realities.
Yeah, I understand. We have a Kath saying, Mohammed, a wonderful person for you to connect with in Gibraltar is Jan Delgado. Jan was born in Morocco. He runs the Gibraltar World Music Festival. Within the festival, we have a film festival too. Connect with Jan. He would love your films and message. So there's food for thought.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I know Jan Delgado personally, and I've hosted some of his festivals, and I'm sure that he would be very interested in your work. So inshallah, there's a connection there already. Thank you very much, Kath. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kath.
And let's see if we have any more questions. Ferdaus is asking, is there another movie in the future, inshallah?
Yes, of course. I already prepared, written my two shorts, and I will try to produce it in the next month. Also, I'm working now on my first feature film, and also I'm working in a very interesting program. Hopefully I was accepted in the first program concerning the series development and writing. This program called Episode 1 is organized and launched by Kasbah Film company and Film Academy from Germany, in cooperation with the center, the Moroccan Cinema Center, and it's developed. I still develop the projects of my series that talks about education too, and and I can tell you the name as spoiled information.
No. We don't want to let the cat out of the bag. We look forward to your future projects. And our president, our president of the SGA Association is joining us live right now to thank you, Mr. Mohamed Serbu, for attending this evening and being with us. So whenever you want, Mr. Ibrahim, to join us.
Thank you.
Whilst we wait for him to join us, I need to ask you, at the end of the film, when the young student presents the drawing to the teacher, what he shows the teacher, was it as an effect of the drugs that he had taken, or did he actually see spiritually somebody standing behind the teacher?
The first thing, the teacher saw the picture which the student design, and after that, as we imagined that she was taken by this image, by she was amazed by this image and pushed to imagine it in reality.
Right. I just wondered whether, there was a link, and whether that image was her mother who had recently passed, and whether that was your intention to portray in the film.
Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah. My interpretation was that I thought maybe the teacher's mother had died recently, and the picture that the boy actually drew was a picture of the mother.
No. Actually, the teacher is the same teacher, just in different situations. There is no mother nor daughter.
Right. And now we have with us our president of Strait of Gibraltar Association, Mr. Ibrahim Pikat.
Hello guys, it's wonderful guys to see you tonight, and what wonderful art to have cinema as appointment together. Thank you for having me as well. Yes, thank you very much, Mohammed. It was a big pleasure to see Gibraltar and Morocco sharing the language of art, and especially the language of the cinema, which is wonderful communication we could have between Gibraltar and Morocco. Thank you, Henry, for the presentation, and I would thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to stream your movie, and I think it would be just the start for the phase 2 of the movie, and we will invite some directors from Gibraltar to show us as well the other face of Gibraltar British family cinema as well. So thank you, Mohammed, and thank you, Henry, for tonight.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We
It
look
has been a
forward
pleasure.
to
Thank you very
future
much.
events. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for everyone who's been joining us from all the various different countries. As I said, we've had people from Portugal, the USA, France, the UK, Gibraltar, and of course Morocco. It's been a real pleasure to be hosting this program from the Rock of Gibraltar. As I said earlier on, we have Jibal Musa there behind me. And all that remains for me to say is thank you once again, Mohammed. I'm sorry that Hamza couldn't join us. And thank you all that having joined us from all over the world. And many thanks. And we look forward to a future cultural exchange. Shukran Bazef.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Henry.